It's such a scary thought to hold that kind of knowledge and information and not want to share it or scare people or believe it. And the math is saying one thing, but the math is also not completely finished.
Hi, Lou. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Loving season 2 of Foundation and getting to see Gaal with the daughter that she did not know that existed. What has that dynamic been like? Because you're with, some of your DNA, but everyone that you have known is gone, 100 years gone.
Right.
What's that experience like?
It's unbelievable because you have no choice but to try and welcome this person into your life. You also are the last two people standing and you have to get out of this planet together. So immediately you're thrust into a crazy, intense situation, which naturally would bring you together. But the fun thing about that first episode is that they go through all of this. Salvor's kind of disappointed by Gaal not being forthcoming with trying to be so open. And Gale's just kind of like, listen, we don't know each other. Let's take this one step at a time. But who knows where we'll end up. And I think that's the most authentic, real response to that kind of situation.
Even though Harry and Gaal was kind of a cornerstone dynamic in the first season, the one that we meet, or the version of him that we meet this season, has been changed by 100+ years of isolation. How does that change their dynamic and Gale's perspective on him?
I mean, the poor guy. Gaal had no idea, so I'm not even going to blame her. It's not even her fault, really. But they're butt heads from the get-go. They are at odds with each other at the beginning, and it doesn't seem like there's going to be a way out for them. Salvor, thankfully, is a buffer between them from the get-go, which is fantastic. But the evolution of their relationship throughout the season is pretty beautiful and wonderful to see where they end up. And after everything that happens, how that evolves into something different and maybe a bit more positive.
Now, on the central, question or thesis of a psychohistory, where do you land? Do you feel like one person, is there a chosen one? Can someone really change the course of the events? Are things predetermined, mathematically speaking? Especially Gale's visions. Where does that fall into it?
I think Gale's slap bang in the middle in terms of this theory. She's not a person that really believes, she doesn't want to believe that her visions are reality. Because if they are, then they're pretty much doomed. And it's such a scary thought to hold that kind of knowledge and information and not want to share it or scare people or believe it. And the math is saying one thing, but the math is also not completely finished. So, what do you rely on? What do you believe in? And so sitting somewhere in the middle is where I would be, I think.
Now, finally, once we get off this planet, where in the Galactic Empire would you like to see Gaal and co go?
Well, they go to loads of different places this season, which is really, really fun. Ignis is probably my favorite place that they are at this season. It's beautiful, very earthy and wonderful and eerie, and so it's really fun to see that journey throughout the season.
Wonderful. Thank you. Hopefully we see many more locations and you in them in the future. Have a great day.